Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel Sulistyo from Majoring Law Class 2. Study ID number 2010601063 will bring up a direct cases Bali 9. I made this video to fill up the grades for English course. Here, I will present a chronology in the Bali 9 case. April 17, 2005. 9 Australian were arrested at Ngurah Rai Airport. 9 Australian were arrested at Ngurah Rai Airport, Bali, on charge of trying to smuggle more than 8 kilograms of heroin out of Indonesia. Martin Stephen, Rene Lawrence, Scott Rush, and Michael Shuga were arrested at the airport by tying heroin packages to their body. Meanwhile, three others, Si Chen, Tan Duc Tan Nguyen, and Matthew Norman, were arrested at the Maslati Hotel near Kuta Beach, with possession of 300 grams of heroin. Andrew Chan and Myron Sukumaran were arrested at the airport because they were took to be linked to the 7 residents who were arrested. Meanwhile, the Australian Federal Police, or EFP, asked the Indonesian police to carry out an investigation into the heroin smuggling attempt. October 11, 2005. Trial began. The trial for Michael Shuga and Myron Sukumaran took place on October 11, 2005 in Denpasar. October 12, 2005, the second trial was held for Matthew Norman, Si Chen, and Tan Duc Tan Nguyen. The next day, it was Andrew Chan and Scott Rush turn to fill the court summons. On October 40, the final trial for Rene Lawrence and Martin Stephen began. February 30, 2006, the suspects are sentenced. Rene Lawrence and Scott Rush were sentenced to life in prison. The judge said there was no evidence to support the claim that they had been forced to carry drugs, with the threat of their family member being killed. Previously, Lawrence's sentence was 20 years in prison. On February 40, Andrew Chan and Myron Sukumaran were found guilty on death row. They are thought to have provided money, plane tickets, and hotel to the smuggler. Meanwhile, Michael Shuga and Martin Stephen were sentenced to life in prison. The next day, Matthew Norman, Si Chen, and Tan Duc Tan Nguyen were found guilty with life imprisonment. September 6, 2006. Sentence for 3 suspects are heavier. The sentence for Scott Rush, Tan Nguyen, Si Chen, and Matthew Norman were increased to death sentence after they previously appealed for lighter sentence. Meanwhile, Michael Shuga's sentence, which was reduced to 20 years in prison, was increased to life imprisonment. The death sentence for Andrew Chan and Myron Sukumaran did not change after the Bali District Court rejected their appeals. March 6, 2008. Decision for defendants commute. The Indonesian Supreme Court decided to reduce the death penalty for Tan Duc Tan Nguyen, Si Chen, and Matthew Norman to life imprisonment. On April 30, 2010, Martin Stephen tried to have his life sentence reviewed, but was rejected 10 months later. In August, Andrew Chan and Myron Sukumaran appealed against the death penalty. During the appeal hearing, they expressed remorse and asked for forgiveness. The head of Kerobokan prison has even testified that the two of them contribute to the prison by holding computer and art training. Meanwhile, Scott Rush filed his final appeal on 26 August 2010 with a letter from Australian Federal Police or EFP stating that he played a minor role in the smuggling case. EFP Commissioner Mike Kelty even testified in court. It wasn't until May 11, 2011 that the Supreme Court decreased the punishment for Scott Rush from death sentence to a life sentence. May 30, 2012, Andrew Chan and Myron Sukumaran seek clemency. Andrew Chan invoked clemency to President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono to avoid being executed and continue also to improve his life. The head of Kerobokan Prison, Gusti Ngurah Wiratna, said this application was based on Chan 8. Then, on July 9, 2012, Miran Sukumaran also filed an application for clemency. At the end of 2012, the Attorney General Office granted a suspension of execution of up to 1 year for both. December 11, 2014. President Joko Widodo says there is no mercy for drug crimes. In a speech delivered to a number of students, President Joko Widodo said there was no forgiveness for those involved in a drug case. He said a number of clemency requests were waiting. In early January 2015, the Australian government said the Miran Sukumaran effort to seek the president clemency had ended. Prime Minister Tony Abbott continues to hope that the execution of Miran Sukumaran and Andrew Chan will not happen. Meanwhile, Australia Foreign Minister Julie Bishop said he respects the legal system prevailing in other countries, but continued to pursue diplomatic channels. January 17, 2015. Prime Minister Abbott approached President Jokowi to cancel his execution. Prime Minister Tony Abbott approached President Joko Widodo directly to clemency Miran Sukumaran and Andrew Chan. The Prime Minister spokesperson said the Australian government continues to strive to prevent the executions of its two citizens in Indonesia. On January 20, 2015, Tony Abbott again brought to President Joko Widodo to accept a request for clemency for Sukumaran and Chan. February 2, 2015. Sukumaran and Chan will be executed in February. The Indonesian government has said that Miran Sukumaran and Andrew Chan will be executed in February, although the exact date has not been set. Previously, the two had filed another case review, but the court continued to reject it. On February 9, Todung Mulya Lubis, his lawyer Miran and Andrew, tried to sue the State Administrative Court or PTUN over President Joko Widodo refusal. However, Attorney General Muhammad Prasetyo said this lawsuit could not be carried out because clemency was the president's prerogative. President Joko Widodo in his statement admitted to rejecting clemency for various reasons. Every day, 50 people die from drugs, he said in Yogyakarta. There are 4.5 million addicts who need rehabilitation. The decision for the death penalty is not the president's decision, but the judge's decision in court, said President Joko Widodo.